My name is Karine Glenn, and I'm the Strategic Project Director at the Nuclear Waste Management Organization, or the NWMO, and I will be your host for today. As a settler on this land, I want to begin by gratefully acknowledging that I'm currently streaming from Anishinaabe, Kanyenke Haka Mohawk, and Omami Wininag Niwag Algonquin territories. Over the last 2 days, I've had some chance and some time to think over the words of Elder Perley those wise words that she shared with us on Monday, and about the names that are given to places. And I was struck by how when she spoke about the St. John River, which in her people's language is called the Wollastuk River, and how there was such affection, almost like a term of endearment. I too reside in a city where the river has been renamed. I live in Ottawa, and the Ottawa River is known to the Indigenous peoples as the Kitchissippi. When I grew up as a child in Quebec, the town I was born in was named Kenogami. It was later amalgamated, and the Indigenous name for that town was lost. It's now Jonquière. And I remember that my family, we didn't eat cranberries. We ate atakas, which is also the Indigenous name for cranberries. And so I think that we should all think back to the words that we use and acknowledge the Indigenous peoples that have been here since time immemorial by honoring them and using the names that they have given to places in our country and the country that they allow us to share with them today. So that is my commitment that I make in friendship and reconciliation today. And we are honored today to welcome back Dr. Imelda Perley of St. Mary's First Nation and Tobique First Nation in New Brunswick to share some important words with us to open the day. Elder Perley is a former elder in residence at the University of New Brunswick, where she taught her first language, Maliseet, and Wabanaki Worldview. She's also the founder of the Wollastuk Language and Culture Centers, which promote Wollastuk language, culture, traditions, worldviews, and ceremonies. Elder Perley is an active promoter of cross-cultural awareness and holds traditional roles in her community, from sweat lodge keeper, medicine wheel teacher, sacred pipe carrier, to keeper of the women's ceremonies. Over to you, Elder Perley.
Thank you, Karine. And beautiful way to honor ancestral breath with your kind words of giving acknowledgement to traditional naming. And I would like to start actually by adding to that the importance of our identity and our place with land, our place with water, our place with air, our place with creation is my traditional name. It's a blossom wes, which means moon of the whirling wind. And I was named after the 13 moons that all of our Indigenous peoples understand, have a 13 moon story of why a turtle, and that's why we call Turtle Island, North America, Turtle Island. And so a blossom was my traditional name 72 years ago, but I wasn't allowed to use it in the day school. The day schools were run by churches and government, and so we weren't allowed to use our traditional names. So we were all given English names. So Imelda happened to be a saint, and Mary is my middle name. So in my age group, we all have Marys as middle names, or Anns or Teresas, and the men have Peters, Pauls, and Davids, and Josephs. So I didn't get my name back, my traditional name back, because I wasn't allowed to use it. So I'd forgotten it in my day school experience until I went to Garden River, where there was a beautiful elder named Sue Robinson. and she had people from all around the world come and do a traditional shaken tent ceremony. And during that shaken tent ceremony, the elder that was conducting the ceremony, I could hear my grandmother's voice through him reminding me, don't forget your name, A Blossom was. Learn that one first before you get your spirit names. So I did. That was in 1994, and now it guides me in everything that I do, and I really want to promote that our traditional names are not dismissed in schools. They're not dismissed in, society. And if we can't pronounce them, I always tell people that you may think our words are long, but our language is holophrastic. But if I can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, you can say a blossom was. You can say, a Wollastuk. You can say, any of the indigenous names that are out there. So in my language, I welcome you. Klasiko pa Wollastukuk. Yud nil and the gajgitak me gomen, askamit beltamek. Nekayo de yud mulan kayud manen dan juan chibejiat, mich mi den dian, mikil den akulan kayud man bejawikwam kamin, nagawikwam kamen gitak me gomen. I welcome you to our traditional Wabanaki territory, our Wollastuk territory, where I'm at now. And I want you to acknowledge the territory that all of you are in right now, so that you can acknowledge the ancestors that were there before you, and to give them honor by acknowledgement. And so I welcome all of you to our territory. It's a beautiful, some people might complain about the rain, but in our culture as people of the river, we never complain about the rain. We give gratitude and do ceremony for rain. And so we thank rain for nurturing. We thank rain for being the symbol of water in emotion, symbol of water in our brooks, rivers, lakes, oceans. And so it's very important that we acknowledge the gift of our relative rain, but also water. Like I did before, I lit a sacred symbol of a sacred fire in our council today, so that you can visualize that we're around a sacred fire, and everybody from all the directions have come together to listen to each other, to hear each other's voice, to listen, to learn, to give back. And so the sacred fire is a symbol of that passion within us from whatever organization that you're representing today. That fire is a symbol of your commitment, your passion in the work that you do, and that it's offered in a good way. And so the sacred fire teaches us about that gratitude. I also have birch bark basket, that symbolizes baskets of knowledge. So these 3 days, I am sure that there's been a lot of knowledge that has been shared. And so it's really important that we garner that knowledge and accept it and do with it what we're supposed to do, what we feel that our heart will guide us to do, as our ancestors had instructed us to do. And so that's the symbol of that. I also have the sweetgrass that I brought on the first day. And the sweetgrass is a symbol of that 7th-generation teacher, in case somebody wasn't here on Tuesday. The 7th-generation teaching is when we pick our sweetgrass, we don't pick the very first plant that we see because it's convenient or we're in a rush. We take the time and we pray and give gratitude for that first plant and say, as beautiful as you are, I'm leaving you behind for the first generation after me. I do the same to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Then I pick the 8th one. And when I pick the 8th one, then I can pick them, and then we braid it, and stuff, which is kind of what we're doing here in these 3 days in this summit, is we're braiding our resources of knowledge, our resources of respect, and whatever our jobs can contribute to this conversation is very important, because we all belong to the same two-legged family. We just have different cultural groundings, which we have to respect of each other. And so I'm going to light the sweetgrass. And as the smoke rises from that sacred fire, that sacred scent of our Earth Mother's hair, we ask Creator, just for today, may all our minds out there remain as one mind today, so we can get our focus in what's expected of us today together. We bring the smoke to our eyes so we see a vision of what our summit will contribute to when the summit is over with. What's our vision after we go to our homes and go to our back to our jobs and go back to our places. We bring the smoke to our ears so that we remember to listen to each other in a good way. So that way we also listen to creation. Sometimes we get so filled with noise and not listen to that ego that is letting you know, don't forget about us. Don't forget about the trees. Don't forget about the other, winged ones. Don't forget about the sound of, the rain making the puddles. Don't forget about the sound of, of nature. It's very important that we do that. So, listening is a good medicine for us, especially for storytellers. We bring the smoke to our nose so that we remember the scents that our Earth Mother has gifted us, the scents of the sweetgrass, the scent of sage. We have sage, the scent of the birch bark fungus that we use when the sun sets, and the scent of cedar when we use that at night. So those 4 medicines per day are scents that we honor the 4 phases of our own personal development. Our morning is symbolic of our birth. Midday is symbolic of our youth. Dusk is symbolic of our adult time. And of course, night is symbolic of our elder time. In the same way, seasons are taught that way, where spring is symbolic of our birth. Summer is symbolic of our youth. Our autumn is symbolic of our adult time, and winter is symbolic of our winter. So these 4 medicines that we light each day is a way for us to just take a moment and be in creation, be creation, and not necessarily drive creation away. We have to admit that we're a part of creation, and our web of life joins all of us together, whether it's virtual, because we share this ancestral air that we call ancestral breath. We bring the smoke to our mouth so that today, when you speak, may you speak with good intentions. May you speak honorably, of creation. May you speak willingly of what it is that you want to share of yourself, because it's important that we share truth. We also bring the smoke to our hearts so that we make sure that there's space in our hearts for kindness, space in our hearts for compassion, space in our hearts to make sure that we give gratitude to all of the things that surround us. Every raindrop, every tree, every insect, every cloud, every star, everything around us and stuff, and that's our gift. And so it's something that we need to take care of. We bring the smoke to our hands so that we use our hands in a sacred way. So that way we take care of the things that our ancestors left behind for us, that we use our hands not to hurt, not to abuse, not to take advantage of, but to do the best we can with the hands we were gifted with to make the difference for all of creation. We bring the smoke to our feet so that we honor our earth walk. And as I'd mentioned on Tuesday, how important it is to honor the grandfathers and the grandmothers before us. So we always touch the bottom of our right foot before each day starts. And when we come in out of bed, we touch that right foot and we say, Grandfather, today I need you to walk with me and protect me from myself and from others. Grandmother, I touch the left foot and I say, Grandmother, teach me how to nurture others and myself for today. And then at the end of the day, when we come back and we lift our feet up and to go back into our bed, we touch that again. Thank you, Grandfather, for the protection that I felt today. Thank you, Grandmother, for the nurturing that I felt today from my colleagues, from my family, from my elders, from creation. And so when we light the medicine, we take our fan and we always bless in front of us. And when we bless in front of us, it's to honor all those who went before us. Remember that, because we carry their DNA. That's that blood memory that we're so proud of, that we carry and will continue to pass on to future generations. When we bless behind us, and it's the same thing, it's to honor all those yet to be born because they're dependent on us. I want us to be the generations that have bragging rights that we left something good behind for those yet to be born. So when we do the smudge, it's something we should do every day so that we start our day in a good way and we end our day in a good way. And as Karine said, it's that Thanksgiving address that some of us forget how important it is to give gratitude instead of starting our days with negativity. Bulas welcome Chibemkiskak Dana Chugilhus Nagamuinap. I also give gratitude for the four-leggeds. I'm thinking about muskrat in our territory. Muskrat is very important to us, especially now the pandemic is happening. And so muskrat medicine is one of the medicines that we depend on. And I also give thanks to the four-leggeds for the moccasins that teach me how to honor the relationship, that the four-leggeds are so generous in allowing us to use their skin for our moccasins, their skin for our drums. And so I give gratitude to the four-leggeds for that. I give gratitude for the winged ones, for those eagle fans, for the blessings. So make sure that we honor our ancestral breath together. And so I also want to sing a song and give gratitude to each of you for from coming from the four directions and how sacred that alone is. Coming from the four directions and giving each other this symbolism of unity within diversity. It's very important. So I'm going to sing a song. On Tuesday, I did sing the song Wulastuk, which honors our territory. But this morning, I wanted to sing a welcome song. It's actually Guanote, and it just means Creator, thank you for the day that we may honor the gift of breath. Thank you for today so that we honor the gift of light from our grandfather sun. Whether it's sunny or not, we still know grandfather sun is there. We give gratitude for vision. We give gratitude for the gift of hearing. We give gratitude for the scent of smell. We give gratitude for voice and kind words and languages. Very important, as Karine said, yes, please learn the languages on the territories that you're from. We give gratitude for that voice that I'm going to share right now to give gratitude to the elders. So I always do 4 rounds. First one will be for the ones who went before us. The second one will be the ones not yet born. The third one will be for each and every one of you out there. And while I'm singing it, think about your place, in this summit and the contribution you're going to make. And the fourth one is for today. Let's just give gratitude just for today, because my elders always say, "Don't worry about tomorrow. We haven't been gifted tomorrow yet. So let's honor today and give gratitude for that." And those will be the 4 rounds. So I'm going to stand up now. Yeah. So remember why the heartbeat of the drum is important. When we were in our mother's wombs, the first thing that developed were our hearing. And so we heard our mother's heartbeat when we were protected in her womb. But that heartbeat is also the echo of the grandmothers before us. And so when we sound the drum, it's that reminder, don't forget where we come from. Don't forget the grandmothers before us. Don't forget about the life givers, and treat all women as sacred as they are, since they are the life givers. And so we ask the men to be our protectors so that we're never harmed, and we can continue to give life in a good way. Hey, guanote, ahia, guanote. Hey, guanote, ahia, yokio away, yokio away, ahia, ahia, yokio away. Chunika na bazitit. Hey, guanote, ahia, guanote. Hey, guanote, ahia, yokio away, yokio away, ahia, ahia, yokio away. Chiwechkawabazitit. Hey, guanote, ahia, guanote. Hey, guanote, ahia, yokio away, yokio away, ahia, ahia, yokio away. For all of you. Hey, guanote, ahia, guanote. Hey, guanote, ahia, yokio away, yokio away, ahia, ahia, yokio away. Chibem Kiskok for the gift of today. So I wish each and every one of you a good summit, good end of the day, safe travels for those of you that are traveling, and to acknowledge the land that you're visiting, the land that you live on, and acknowledge how blessed we are to have this amazing ancestral breath that we share in our air, and ancestral waters and ancestral land. So I thank you. I'm going to close now, and I have a wonderful summit, everybody. I look forward to hearing all the voices on this summit. Thank you.
Thank you for those wise words, Elder Blossom Wiz. If I
Whoa,
hope I said that right.
Thank you, Karine.
And we really, truly appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. Elder Perley was sharing with us that she's actually coming to us from the school that she teaches at, and she's off to substitute into a language class right now. So
Yeah.
we really, truly appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.